We are glad to have you back. When it comes to cryptocurrency, everyone wants to know where the price is headed. In this video, we'll try to answer the following questions. What will be the price of Bitcoin or the entire crypto market be at the end of this year, or 1 year, or 2 years from now? It is impossible to accurately anticipate the price because no one knows what the future holds. Logarithmic regression is what we'll be using. It's called logarithmic regression because it's a way of simulating a situation in which growth begins swiftly and subsequently slows down. Exponential growth, on the other hand, begins slowly before quickening over time. It will be interesting to compare the annual performance of Bitcoin compared to the overall crypto market's annual performance in order to determine if we can forecast the crypto market using Bitcoin's price. Price targets for this year and the end of 2023 will be provided before concluding with some price targets for later this year. You may always give the video a thumbs up if you like what you see here. First of all, I like to use the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the overall market. But is this a good idea? In order to make a fair comparison, I went back and looked at each of their performance. Ready? Let's do this. There is a common question about whether or not we can predict the price of cryptocurrencies based solely on Bitcoin's value. My first step was to review my prior 5 years of performance. So far in 2022, we have the years 2018, 2019, and 2021, as well as the performance of Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market, respectively. Now I'm heavily skewed toward recent occurrences. Data that is only a few days or weeks old is far more valuable than data that dates back decades or centuries. Due to the fact that 10 years ago, the only individuals associated with Bitcoin were the techies and the early innovators. Today we have institutions, retail, and so on. So with the most recent pump, Bitcoin has now reached break-even compared to where it began in the year 2022, starting from the most current and going back so far. Since then, the overall cryptocurrency market has lost 2.5%. In this way, they're rather similar. Now, if we go back to 2021, which was a historic year for crypto, Bitcoin went up 57%, but the crypto market tripled that performance, going up 184%. Adding a multiple for the crypto market makes sense because it covers all of the altcoins, which you'd expect to rise even higher in a bull market. However, when the numbers were crunched, 2020 came as a complete surprise. The cryptocurrency market as a whole did better than Bitcoin, but it wasn't by much. Moreover, in 2019, Bitcoin actually beat the market by 87% against a 54% gain. Bitcoin often performs better in a down market or bear market. In 2018, it only declined by 73% compared to 78%. It's time to draw some conclusions then. That said, if Bitcoin doubles, you can bet on an even greater increase in the crypto market. In other words, if Bitcoin doubles, the entire crypto market, including all of the altcoins, may triple in value. I'd say it's either like for like or a little bit more than that. On the next page, we'll look at some specific price points. In our logarithmic regression model, we depict something that expands quickly and then slows down over time. So what are we looking at here? Other than all of this color, let's take a closer look at this. As you can see, there are a variety of labels and bands here. So let's just go through them one by one. If you've been able to purchase into this band in the past, you've done extremely well. This is basically a fire sale. Buy comes next, and it's clear that this is a good time to buy. Then comes accumulate, indicating that this is still a good time to accumulate. Finally, still cheap comes to the fore and we're at still cheap. In the middle of the middle band is huddle or hold. The next question is this a bubble? And FOMO intensifies. Price increases are accompanied by a rising sense of urgency as more and more people rush to get in before it's too late. Then you go to, is this a bubble? As things spiral out of control, we have sell, seriously sell, and finally, maximum bubble territory, which is only reached a few times. One more thing, even if prices stay at their current level for the foreseeable future, which they almost always do, you can expect them to rise as much as $1,500 in the near future. This means that even though prices are currently at $500, now is a great time to start building up your portfolio. So where do we stand right this second? As of now, we're still in a region below which Bitcoin is still inexpensive, with the current value of cryptocurrency hovering over $45,000 per coin. Right now, this model estimates a fair market value of roughly $60,000 for the house in its current condition. And I think this makes sense given of the current inflationary pressures, the fear of interest rate rises, and even the possibility of a war and COVID. So it appears to be still affordable. So that's the current model. So let's see where the price and the market are expected to be by the end of the year. Okay, so let's move on to the end of the year's price forecast. In other words, if we fast forward to December, when it will be here, the middle value of Bitcoin will be $85,000. So this would be a new all-time high and a solid end to the year. However, the bottom range where we are currently stands at roughly $60,000, which is still very strong and potentially surpassing stock market performance. And if we go up one band, we can see a price that is approaching $100,000 mark. So I suppose this is still a possibility if everything goes according to plan, if COVID is resolved, and if Russia and Ukraine can come to agreement quickly. So the top band, which provide us $288,000, and the bottom band, which give us roughly $25,000, are the ones that are less likely. In other words, some people want to see the price of Bitcoin return to the lower range of $30,000 or $20,000 per coin. That being said, I think it's quite improbable that this will ever happen, but if it does, it will be a great time to buy. In order to wrap things up, let's have a look at what the pricing projection is for 2023. Now that we've passed the $100,000 milestone, the middle value is roughly $130,000, which is an amazing performance in just over a year and a half. Basically, a 5x increase in the band below still gets us near to $100,000 as possible, while an increase in the band above still gets $180,000, which is incredible. What's going on now that you've blown off the top? If the fire sale price is about $40,000, which isn't far from where it's now trading at, this would mean that Bitcoin would be valued at nearly $500 million, which to be fair, there are some people clamoring for. As a result, I believe our logarithmic regression model offers a very rosy image for the crypto industry. With all that is going on right now, prices are still holding up fairly well, and if things turn around in favor of crypto, we may be in for some significant movements in the next year or two. Knowing where the crypto market is headed in advance is unquestionably the holy grail for investors. Unfortunately, because no one can predict the future, the most we can do is compare various methods and models of valuation to see if we can reach a consensus. Let's be clear, this is all just speculation. Is this a sign of things to come? Or is this just the beginning? I don't think so. Is this something you'd be willing to put your life on? No. Are these new data points better than doing nothing at all? Or are they just another set of data points? That's what I believe. To reiterate, keep in mind that the short-term price movement of cryptocurrencies can go either way. Intriguingly, Raoul Powell has also done some logarithmic regression modeling recently, and his results were even more bullish. The price of Bitcoin at the end of 2024, if it stays one standard deviation below the trend line, would be $600,000. However, I prefer to be on the safe side when it comes to price predictions. The logarithmic regression model, on the other hand, portrays a bright future for the crypto industry. So there you have it, guys. I sincerely hope you enjoyed it. If you have any views or comments, please share them in the comments section. For the time being, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has liked the video. Subscribe to Crypto Trade Hub so you won't want to miss out on these upcoming videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the future video. Peace out!